We had a little section of player superlatives, and obviously want to get you guys'
Oh
answer.
yeah,
Um,
Doster didn't get to him.
you did not. We didn't have time.
It's
Scott
because Scott
Drew,
Drew
yeah, kind of
bombed the Zoom.
threw everything
Yeah.
off. So that's okay. Which player do you think can pull a Kemba Shabazz and kind of lead their team?
Mac, you want to start?
Yeah, Mac, you might you.
I'll
let
start.
you
I'm
take
gonna go. I'm gonna go a different direction with this. So I'm not going to say Kemba Walker. I'm gonna say pull like a Danny Manning because that's a different position. Doesn't have the ball in his hands. I'm gonna go with TJD.
Wow.
Indiana.
Wow.
They've won 6 in a row.
Whoever thought you would say that? I mean, if I had told you you'd say that 3 years ago,
I'm gonna tell you. Well, I think he's always been talented, right? But like, number one, he's not just a back to the basket player, right? He'll get a defensive rebound. He'll push it in transition. He'll take guys off the dribble. He's on the perimeter just as much. He's on the, in the post. And I just think he's playing with a different type of toughness. And you get Xavier Johnson back. I'm not sure if that's going to happen, when that could happen.
probably will. Yeah,
They're
my sources say he'll be back. The goal is for him to be back for the Purdue game, which gives him, I think, 3 regular season games.
I mean, Schifino's playing extremely well. I just think that, like, they've won 6 in a row now, I believe. And to me, he's that guy. He's averaging 20, 11, and 4. I don't know why he couldn't do it.
Yeah, it's 7 out of 8 that they've won. I actually had TJD as one of the guys. I wrote down 3 names just to make sure that I would be able to get mine. I'll let you go. I'll let you go next, Goodman. I'll let you go next.
All right. My pick is Keontae George. I just think he's that freshman who's just a professional scorer who can get going and put up, back to back 25s. And once he gets going, that confidence will soar, and he can score at all 3 levels. An elite offensive player. And again, as we've seen, like, Baylor can put points on the board, and I think they can win it. Like you picked, Chris, like Indiana has a chance to go to a Final Four. You got to pick one of those teams that you think can go to a Final Four, and Baylor's one of those.
I hate that pick for one specific reason. Like, they're going to be like a 2 seed or a 1 seed. The whole point of this is take a team off the radar and pick a guy. Mac, pick a team that's going to be like a 5 or 6 seed. You pick a 2 seed. You pick the team we just said is going to be the best team in the Big 12.
That's weak.
Going
that's
against
weak,
the
Goodman.
entire spirit of the question, Goodman.
That was a TO answer. That's what that was.
That was a TO answer, right?
I didn't
Only if it was TO. If it was TO, he would have given 3 of them. He would have been like, I'm going to take Zach Edey. I'm going to take Keontae George.
No,
Jalen Wilson.
I'm taking a guy that could carry his team to a national title. I didn't know we were
you're
going
supposed to take someone off.
Right.
Anyway, against the spirit
radar.
of the question. Mine, you guys might call me crazy for this one. I'm going to go with Anthony Black under the assumption that Nick Smith is going to come back at some point. And the reason I say that is Muss's teams follow a script that we've seen each of the last 3 years. They play like shit in January. It's like he's dropping games on purpose to make people like me say, oh, they can't win. They're not any good. They can't do this. They can't do that. Then he figures out what he's got, figures out how to make it work, wins everything in February, wins everything in March, and finds a way to make a run into the Elite Eight. He's going to do that again this year. He's going to get Nick Smith back. And this is the most talented team that he's had since he's been at Arkansas. I know he's got a bunch of freshmen, but with Nick Smith back, you're going to have 2 lottery picks. You're going to have a 23, 24-year-old and Ricky Council who might end up being an NBA player. You got a couple big guys inside that he's kind of figured out how to use in the Mitchell twins.
Until he runs into the Hoosiers.
Yeah, until he runs into the Hoosiers. There you go.